My future wife published about not dating below your standards and tossed my ring, calling me nothing but a bank account, so I simply hit like on her post. Months later, when I found someone superior, she started insisting it was all just a prank for likes. Be me, 28-year-old Blake. Work as marketing coordinator at mid-sized tech company in San Diego. Make decent money, not Silicon Valley money, but comfortable. Been grinding for 6 years since college. Saved up solid emergency fund. Own my condo outright in downtown area. Pretty stable life, good credit score, whole responsible adult package. Or so I thought. My girlfriend Victoria, 27, and I had been together for 5 years. Living together for 3 years. Met her at my buddy Connor's barbecue in summer of 2019. She was working as marketing coordinator at some startup downtown. Making maybe around 40,000. Beautiful girl, Instagram-ready type with expensive taste. Taste didn't match her paycheck though. Long dark hair, perfect makeup game. Always dressed like she stepped out of magazine. Didn't care about financial disparity though. Love makes you stupid sometimes. Looking back, there were red flags from the beginning. She'd make comments about my Honda Civic. When are you getting a real car? About my condo. It's so basic. About my clothes. You dress like you're still in college. But she'd always follow it up with something sweet. I'm just trying to help you level up, babe. And then a kiss. Classic manipulation, but I was blind to it. Over the years, I helped her out more than I probably should have. Covered most of our $2,800 monthly rent since I made more. Paid off her $28,000 in credit card debt when she broke down crying. Shopping addiction, apparently. Designer bags, shoes, clothes she'd wear once for Instagram, then forget about them completely. Helped her lease a BMW because image matters in marketing. Her beat-up Toyota was embarrassing for client meetings. The vacations were the worst part financially. Flew us to Bali, $4,500. Paris, $6,200. Santorini, $3,800. All on my dime while she posted pics, talking about living her best life and blessed to travel the world. Never tagged me, never mentioned who paid. Her followers probably thought she was some jet-setting influencer. Meanwhile, I was eating ramen and skipping lunch, trying to rebuild my savings after each trip. But I told myself it was worth it. She was beautiful, social, pushed me out of comfort zone, made me feel like luckiest guy alive when she'd hold my hand in public, or post the occasional couple photo. I was addicted to being chosen by someone who seemed so out of my league. She always hinted about marriage, but not in sweet way, more like performance review. She'd show me rings constantly, always the most expensive ones. This one's only $12,000. Pretty reasonable, right? Talked about venues that cost more than my car. Had Pinterest board with 500+ wedding ideas. She'd scroll through while we watched Netflix, making little comments like, "This is what I've always dreamed of." I hope my future husband has good taste. The Pinterest board was insane. I'm talking $50,000 dress budgets, destination weddings in Tuscany, flower arrangements that cost more than most people's monthly salary. Should have seen it as red flag, but I was so desperate to make her happy. Just saw it as goals to work toward. She'd also drop hints about my proposal. I hope he's creative about it, not just some basic restaurant thing. The ring is so important. It shows how much he really values you. I've been with you for years, Blake. Some of my friends got engaged way faster. The pressure was constant and subtle, like water slowly wearing down a rock. So when I'd finally saved enough for the $8,000 ring, the one she'd been eyeing at Tiffany, working overtime for 6 months, eating packed lunches, skipping social events, saving every penny I could get my hands on, I figured it was time. Was terrified of disappointing her, of not living up to whatever fantasy she'd built in her head. Planned the whole thing at Balboa Park, where we had our first official date 3 years earlier. Spent weeks coordinating with vendors, arranging for her favorite flowers. White roses, $200 worth. Hired photographer to hide nearby and capture the moment. $500 for that alone. Even practiced the speech in my car during lunch breaks, timing it perfectly for sunset. The day of, I was a nervous wreck. Kept the ring box in my jacket pocket, checking it every 5 minutes like some paranoid fool. Victoria seemed oddly distant during dinner beforehand. Kept checking her phone and giving short answers. I thought she was just tired from work. How wrong I was. We walked to our spot overlooking San Diego Bay. The sunset was perfect. Golden light reflecting off the water. I got down on one knee with the exact ring. The one she'd pointed out multiple times. The one she'd screenshotted and sent to her friends. "Victoria, you're the love of my life. These 5 years have been the best of my life. I want to spend forever making you happy. Will you marry me?" She stared at the ring for what felt like forever. I'm talking a full 30 seconds of silence, while tourists gathered around, phones out, expecting to witness something beautiful. Her expression slowly changed from surprise to something I couldn't read. Disappointment, confusion, I still don't know. Blake, I can't, I'm not ready. I need space to figure things out. Not let me think about it or this is sudden. Or can we talk about this? Just straight rejection. The tourists awkwardly dispersed, probably posting on their own social media about the proposal fail they just witnessed. I stayed on one knee for a few more seconds, brain not processing what just happened. Then I slowly stood up, put the ring back in the box. We walked to my car in complete silence. The 40-minute drive home was the longest of my life. She stared out the window the entire time, while I tried not to have breakdown behind the wheel. That weekend was blur of her packing, dividing up furniture and awkward conversations about lease agreements. She took half our stuff, including the expensive coffee maker I'd bought us for Christmas, and the dining set that came entirely from my savings, moved out to stay with her friend Madison, who I'd always gotten weird vibes from. Something about that girl always rubbed me wrong. The way she'd roll her eyes when I talked, make little comments about my clothes or car, whisper with Victoria in corners during parties, like they were plotting something. 3 days later, I'm scrolling through Instagram, wallowing in self-pity like pathetic loser. Victoria posts, "Know your worth, queens. Never settle for less than you deserve. The universe has bigger plans for you. Level up, boss life, know your value." The post got 200 plus likes within hours. Comments full of her girlfriends hyping her up. "Yes, queen, you deserve everything. Don't settle, babe. The right man will worship you." Heart eye emojis, fire emojis, crown emojis. Whole parade of validation for publicly humiliating me. I'm sitting there in my empty apartment, eating cereal for dinner thinking, settle? I just offered this woman everything I had. My savings, my future, my whole heart, and I'm something to settle for? So I liked the post, then commented, "Thanks for the advice." She deleted my comment within 20 minutes, but not before several mutual friends saw it and started texting me. The message was clear. I was the problem she'd needed to escape from. After Victoria left, I went into full monk mode. Work, gym, side projects, deleted Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. Every app that might show me updates about her new best life. Started seeing my therapist twice a week. Because honestly, the rejection messed with my head. Worse than I wanted to admit. The therapist sessions were brutal but necessary. We talked about codependency, about how I'd been bending myself into pretzel, trying to make Victoria happy. Always worried about whether I was doing enough, spending enough, being enough. I developed anxiety around money, not because I couldn't afford things, but because I was constantly calculating whether I could afford to make Victoria happy. Exhausting way to live. I started journaling, which sounds ridiculous, but actually helped more than I expected. Wrote down every time I'd ignored my own needs to accommodate hers. The list was 3 pages long. Times I'd skipped hanging out with friends because she wanted to go to expensive restaurants I couldn't afford. Times I'd worked overtime to pay for her impulse purchases. Times I'd apologized for things that weren't my fault, just to avoid conflict. Started working on side project too. Freelance marketing consulting for small businesses. Figured if I was going to be single, might as well build something for myself, instead of funding someone else's lifestyle. Spent nights and weekends learning new software, building client relationships, actually enjoying the work instead of just seeing it as paycheck. To fund Victoria's dreams, the gym became my therapy too. Started going at 6 a.m. before work, pushing myself through workouts. That would have seemed impossible 6 months earlier. Lost 15 pounds, gained actual muscle definition. For the first time in my life. Wasn't doing it to impress anyone, just wanted to feel strong again. After feeling so powerless in my relationship, about 4 months after the breakup, I'm at professional networking event downtown, something I'd never attended while with Victoria, because she thought they were boring, preferred I spend evenings with her. I'm actually enjoying myself talking shop with other marketers. When this girl approaches me, "Excuse me, are you Blake? I think we have mutual connection at Microsoft. Lily, 25, UX designer. Cute in completely natural way. No Instagram makeup, no designer clothes. Just jeans and sweater that probably came from Target." But when she smiled, her whole face lit up. She actually laughed at my terrible marketing jokes. Instead of rolling her eyes, we ended up talking for 2 hours about work stuff, then books, then random life observations. She paid for her own drinks, drove her own car, had opinions about things that didn't involve shopping or social media. When she mentioned she was reading the same business book I just finished, I nearly fell over. Victoria's idea of reading was scrolling through lifestyle blogs. We exchanged numbers and grabbed coffee the next week. Lily paid for her own coffee without making show of it. Didn't check her phone once during our conversation. Seemed genuinely interested in my consulting work. Revolutionary concept after years of trying to decode. Victoria's passive-aggressive hints about everything. "So what do you like to do for fun?" she asked. "Honestly, I'm still figuring that out. I just got out of long relationship. Realized I don't know what I actually enjoy anymore." That's really honest. Most guys would just make something up. We took it extremely slow. No rush, no pressure, no games. She knew about my recent breakup. Wasn't trying to be rebound or compete with Ghost. We just clicked, talked about everything. Work challenges, family dynamics, goals that didn't involve finding someone to fund our dreams. She had legitimate 5-year plan that included career advancement, home ownership, and travel that she'd pay for herself. Around month 6 of dating Lily, my consulting business started gaining real traction. Landed few small clients, then bigger one, who paid me $3,000 a month for ongoing marketing analysis. Nothing crazy, but extra $2,000 to $3,000 monthly that I could actually keep instead of immediately spending on someone else's lifestyle. Lily was genuinely excited for me, helped me design better presentation templates, celebrated the small wins without immediately suggesting ways to spend the money. The contrast was staggering. Victoria's reaction to my promotion had been, "Great, now we can finally get that vacation rental in Cabo." Lily's reaction to my business success was, "I'm so proud of you for building something yourself. Want to celebrate with takeout and Netflix?" Fast forward to 2 months ago. Lily and I are hiking our usual trail on Mission Trails, something Victoria would never have done, because she didn't want to mess up her hair or shoes. We're at this overlook where you can see the whole city, and Lily stops walking. "I love you, Blake. Like, really love you. I want to build life with you, have adventures together, support each other's dreams. Will you marry me?" She proposed to me, said she knew what she wanted, didn't see the point in playing games, or waiting around for me to read her mind. I said yes without hesitation, without calculating costs or worrying about whether I was enough. Just pure happiness. We posted simple engagement photo, just us at the overlook, smiling. Her hands showing the modest ring I'd gotten her. She specifically said she didn't want anything flashy, that she'd rather we save money for experiences in our future home. Caption, "Adventure partner for life." The response was immediate and overwhelmingly positive. My family was thrilled. They'd never really warmed up to Victoria, I realized. Friends I hadn't heard from in months came out of woodwork with congratulations. Coworkers were excited. Even my normally stoic dad called to say how happy Lily made me seem. Then at 11 p.m. my phone rang. Unknown number, but something made me answer. "Blake?" That voice, I'd know it anywhere. "Hey Victoria, are you kidding me right now?" Her voice was shaking with anger. "Are you seriously engaged to some random girl?" "Congratulations would be nice." 8 months, Blake. 8 months and you're engaged. To some random girl you barely know. Lily's not random. We work in complementary industries. We share values. We're compatible in ways that matter. And she actually wants to marry me. We were together for 5 years. How could you just replace me like that? The audacity was breathtaking. "Replace you? You rejected me, remember? Said you needed space to figure things out?" Long pause. I could hear her breathing heavily. "Then I didn't think you'd actually move on. I thought you'd wait for me to work through my stuff." "Wait for what exactly?" Another pause. Then she started crying. Not sad crying, but frustrated, angry crying. I needed to explore my options, okay? Madison kept showing me all these successful guys she was meeting through work and dating apps. Entrepreneurs making 6 figures, finance guys with actual ambition, real estate developers building empires. She said I was too young to settle for my first serious relationship. Without seeing what else was out there, I actually laughed. "So I was your backup plan." "No, I wanted to make sure I wasn't missing out on something better. I thought if I dated around for a year, experienced what else was available, then I'd know for sure you were the right choice." By humiliating me publicly and calling it settling, I didn't mean it like that. Madison just showed me all these articles about women who married their college boyfriends and always wondered what if. She said successful women explore their options before committing. I didn't want to have regrets, so instead you wanted me to wait around like chump? While you shopped for an upgrade, it wasn't like that. Most of the guys I met were total jerks anyway. Most of them? Silence, then quietly. "The dating scene is horrible, Blake. These guys just want hookups. Or they're complete losers pretending to be successful. Half of them still live with roommates or their parents. The successful ones are arrogant jerks who treat women like accessories." I realized what we had was special. Had past tense, "We can fix this. You're just hurt and trying to make me jealous. With this rebound girl, I get it, I hurt your ego. But we can work through this if you're mature about it. Lily's not rebound, she's an upgrade. In every possible way." That's when Victoria really lost it. "An upgrade? She's a freaking nobody. I stalked her LinkedIn. She's just some basic UX designer making probably $70,000. I saw her Instagram. She shops at Target and takes hiking selfies. I'm the one who pushed you to be better. Who motivated you to succeed? You mean the one who drained my savings account? And made me feel like nothing I did was ever enough. I supported your career. I encouraged you to work harder. You supported my paycheck. There's difference. Rebecca supports my dreams. This is insane, Blake. You don't know her like you know me. You're making huge mistake. Marrying some random girl after 8 months. The mistake was thinking someone who saw me as backup plan actually loved me. I did love you. I do love you. When you realize what you've thrown away and come crawling back, I won't be waiting. Good, because I'll be too busy being happy. With someone who chose me first, I hung up and immediately felt lighter. Like weight I'd been carrying for months just evaporated. But they weren't done. The next day, Lily shows me messages. Madison had sent her on Instagram. Hey girl, just wanted to give you heads up about Blake. I'm friends with his ex, Victoria. And honestly, he's totally using you to make her jealous. He was obsessed with her. Wouldn't leave her alone after she said she needed time to think about marriage. He's been stalking her social media. And now he's love-bombing you for revenge. You seem really sweet. Just thought you should know what you're getting into. Before you get in too deep, Lily showed me and we both laughed. She responded, "Thanks for the concern though. I'm curious why you're so invested. In my relationship with someone you barely know. How's Victoria's dating life going? Found any of those upgrades yet?" Madison blocked her immediately. But Victoria and Madison weren't done with their campaign. Suddenly friends who hadn't texted me in months were checking in with weirdly specific concerns. My buddy from college. "Dude, heard about the engagement. Pretty fast, don't you think? You sure you're not just trying to prove something?" My cousin reached out to mom. Victoria's worried Blake's making impulsive decisions to hurt her. Maybe slow things down. My coworker. "Heard you're engaged. That's awesome, man." Victoria seems really upset about it though. Maybe give her some closure? Even my barber, my freaking barber, asked if I was sure I wasn't rushing into things. The audacity was breathtaking. These people didn't check on me when Victoria destroyed my self-worth. Left me eating cereal for dinner in an empty apartment. But now they were concerned about my happiness. I started asking follow-up questions. Did Victoria reach out to you directly? The answer was always yes. She was running full PR campaign, painting herself as concerned ex who just wanted what was best for me, while I was heartbroken guy making rash decisions. 2 weeks after that phone call, Lily's friend Amy sends her screenshots. That changed everything. She'd been swiping through Bumble when she recognized Victoria from Lily's social media stories about our drama. Victoria's dating profile created 6 months before she rejected my proposal. Bio: marketing professional looking for ambitious partners. Only know your worth and level up together. No time for mediocrity. Seeking someone who matches my energy and lifestyle goals. She'd been shopping for my replacement while wearing the promise ring I'd given her for our 4th anniversary. But the screenshots Amy sent were even more damning. Victoria's conversations with matches going back months. Just got out of long relationship. Ready to date high-value men who know what they want. My ex was sweet but lacked real ambition. Need someone who can provide the lifestyle I deserve. Currently single and exploring my options. Looking for someone established, preferably in finance or tech. One conversation from 3 weeks before my proposal showed her telling some guy my boyfriend might propose soon, but I'm waiting to see what kind of ring he gets me. That'll tell me everything I need to know about his priorities. She was going to judge our 5-year relationship based on how much I spent on a ring. But here's the kicker. Her profile was still active. Updated 3 days earlier with new photos. And evolved bio. Phoenix rising. Fire Queen energy only. Crown emoji. Unsettling. Ready for my king. The photos were recent. I recognized the dress from Instagram post she'd made the week before. That night, Victoria texted from new number. "Blake, I've been doing a lot of thinking. I'm willing to forgive you for this rebound thing. If we can start over, I understand you needed to feel wanted after I hurt you. We can work through this if you're mature about it. What we had was real." She was willing to forgive me. I screenshot that text in every dating app conversation Amy had sent. Then I reactivated my Instagram account for first time in 8 months and made post. When someone shows you who they are, believe them. Grateful for the lessons and even more grateful for someone who chose me first. PSA, if you're going to keep shopping while in relationship, maybe don't leave receipts on dating apps. Lily, thanks for actually wanting to marry me. Know your worth. Choose wisely. Attach screenshots of Victoria's dating profile and select conversations with other guys. Names and photos blurred out. My phone exploded. Friends who'd been getting Victoria's version of events finally saw the truth. Comments came fast and furious. "Holy crap, dude, she was cheating the whole time. Wait, she was actively dating while you were together? Bro, I'm so sorry, we had no idea." She was manipulating the story. Lily seems amazing, congrats man. Victoria really thought she could do better, her loss. The audacity of her texting you about forgiveness. Shares, DMs from people I hadn't heard from in years. Messages of support. But more importantly, mutual friends started sharing their own screenshots. Apparently Victoria had been telling everyone different versions of our breakup, each designed to make her look like victim. Victoria's response was swift and nuclear. After my post went up, Victoria went into full damage control mode. Posted series of Instagram stories over 3 days about toxic masculinity and emotional manipulation, how I was weaponizing social media and gaslighting her into looking like the bad guy. Some people can't handle being told the truth about themselves. When someone shows their true colors, believe them. Toxic masculinity manipulation, survivor mode activated. The girl who was secretly shopping for upgrades while we were together was calling me manipulative. But here's where she made her fatal mistake. Madison, seeing the tide turn and her own reputation getting dragged down with Victoria's, decided to save herself. She sent me DM that started with, "I can't keep lying for her anymore." What followed was the most devastating evidence dump I could have imagined. Screenshots of their group chat going back 2 years, voice messages of Victoria trashing me, our relationship, our future, screenshots of Victoria stalking other guys' social media and rating their potential, and then the piece de resistance, a freaking Excel spreadsheet. Victoria and Madison had created detailed spreadsheet, ranking guys by multiple categories: income, looks, husband potential, lifestyle upgrade factor, and long-term investment value. They called it the husband hunt, and it had 20 guys on it. I was on there listed as current BF Blake, with detailed analysis. Financial stability, 8 out of 10. Steady income but not spectacular. Looks, 6 out of 10. Average, could improve with better clothes and gym. Husband potential, 7 out of 10. Reliable, good family man material. Lifestyle upgrade factor, 5 out of 10. Basic condo, Honda Civic, no luxury mindset. Long-term investment, 6 out of 10. Safe choice but limited upside. Overall ranking, number 13 out of 20 guys. The notes section was brutal. Marketing guy, reliable income but boring personality. Lives in basic condo, no ambition for luxury lifestyle. Good for now, but probably not endgame material. Needs major image overhaul to be trophy husband material. Sweet, but lacks the edge I need long-term. The guy ranked number 1. Some cryptocurrency entrepreneur named Chad, who claimed to make $500,000 a year and drove Lamborghini. She'd been planning to dump me for him. The spreadsheet showed months of research. His LinkedIn profile, Instagram analysis, even screenshots of his apartment from dating app photos. But here's the beautiful irony. 2 weeks before my proposal, Chad's portfolio crashed. Turns out he was living in his mom's basement, trading cryptocurrency with his student loan money. The Lambo was rented for photos. When Victoria found out, she moved me up the rankings, from number 13 to number 8. Guy number 2 was real estate mogul, who turned out to be part-time realtor, working at his dad's agency, still paying off his own starter home. Guy number 3 was startup founder, whose company was 3 guys in WeWork space, with no revenue and no investors. When her top choices fell through one by one, suddenly I looked better, but still not good enough to say yes to immediately. She wanted to keep shopping while keeping me as safety net. The spreadsheet had everything. Dates of conversations, financial research, pros and cons lists, even strategic plans for testing guys' financial commitment. Through expensive date suggestions, they'd been treating human beings like stock portfolios. Some of the other entries were laugh out loud ridiculous. Dr. Boyfriend, high income but too many work hours. Wouldn't be available for travel/social events. Lawyer guy, good money but boring personality. Talks about work too much. Tech startup bro. Claims pre-IPO equity worth millions but probably BS. Madison sent all of this with message. I can't keep lying for her. She's been using everyone, including me. She made me help her research these guys, and I feel horrible. She never loved you, Blake. You were just placeholder while she auditioned your replacement. Good luck with Lily. She seems amazing. I stared at my phone for an hour, processing what I was seeing. 5 years of my life, reduced to spreadsheet ranking, where I came in 13th for lifestyle potential. Every time I'd felt insecure about not being enough. Every time she'd made comments about my potential, she'd been literally grading me against other options. I forwarded everything to my group chat with college friends, then to my family. Then I made the decision that would end Victoria's world, as she knew it. I posted the relevant screenshots, with other guys' names and photos blurred out, on social media with caption, "Ladies and gentlemen, I present the husband hunt." Apparently I ranked number 13 in lifestyle potential, and was noted as good for now but not endgame material. The spreadsheet my ex and her friend created while she was wearing my promise ring and planning our future. But hey, at least I made the top 15. Spreadsheet girl dodged bullet. Know your worth. The internet went absolutely nuclear. Within hours, my post had hundreds of shares, comments, DMs from strangers, people tagging their friends. Someone made it into TikTok that got 2.3 million views. With caption, "When you find out your ex had literal spreadsheet rating you," Victoria's Instagram got flooded with comments, calling her every name in the book. Imagine being this calculating about love. This is psychopath behavior. Poor Blake, he deserves so much better. The audacity to rank human beings like objects. Victoria really thought she was the prize. She started losing followers by the hundreds. Friends distanced themselves. Turns out some of them were also ranked on secondary spreadsheets for backup options and networking value. Her job found out when someone sent screenshots to her company's HR department. They called her in for meeting about social media conduct, unbecoming of company values. But the real karma was just beginning. Fast forward 6 months. I'm engaged to Lily. My consulting business is pulling in $8,000 a month. Just got promoted to senior marketing coordinator with $25,000 raise. Lily and I bought house together. Real house with yard and space for future we're building. Life is genuinely good for first time in years. Then I get call from unknown number. "Blake, it's Victoria. Please don't hang up." Her voice sounded completely different. Smaller, desperate. Gone was the confident, demanding tone I remembered. "What do you want, Victoria?" "I need your help. I know I don't deserve it after everything. But I'm in real trouble and you're the only person I can think of who might." She started crying, real crying. Not the manipulative stuff I remembered. "I lost my job. I can't find another one. I had to move back in with my parents. Blake, I've lost everything and I don't know what to do." Turns out karma is real and she's absolutely ruthless. After our drama went viral, Victoria's life imploded in spectacular fashion. Her company fired her 2 weeks after HR meeting, officially for violating social media policies. But everyone knew it was because spreadsheet made them look terrible. Clients started asking questions about psycho marketing girl they'd seen online. She couldn't find another marketing job. Because every HR department in San Diego had seen viral posts, one recruiter told her friend that Victoria's name was radioactive in professional circles. Who wants to hire someone known for treating relationships like business transactions? Her landlord didn't renew her lease after other tenants complained about parade of random guys from dating apps coming and going at all hours. Apparently she'd ramped up her husband hunting after losing her job, thinking she could find someone to support her. But here's the beautiful irony. Madison, seeing Victoria's life fall apart, decided to completely throw her under the bus to save her own reputation. She published long Instagram post about toxic friendships and manipulation, revealing that spreadsheet was entirely Victoria's idea, and that she'd been pressured to help against better judgment. Madison included screenshots of Victoria calling their mutual friends basic bitches and settling for scraps behind their backs. She exposed Victoria's plans to upgrade from me, her calculations about my lifetime earning potential, and her strategies for keeping me as backup. While shopping around, I stayed silent too long about my former friend's behavior. She's not the victim she's portraying herself as. She calculated and manipulated her way through relationships, treating people like investments. I apologize to everyone she hurt, especially Blake, who deserves so much better. Victoria lost her entire social circle overnight. The girls who used to hype her up in comments now wanted nothing to do with her. She was completely isolated, watching her former life crumble from childhood bedroom in her parents' house. "I've been applying for jobs for 4 months," she continued, crying harder now. "But every time they Google my name, they find the posts. I'm blacklisted from marketing. I tried retail, food service, anything, but someone always recognizes me as spreadsheet girl, and I get let go." "That's rough," I said, genuinely not feeling an ounce of sympathy. "Blake, I know you work in marketing. You have connections, professional credibility. Could you maybe put in good word for me somewhere? Or help me figure out how to get posts taken down? I'm desperate." The audacity was absolutely breathtaking. The woman who ranked me number 13 in lifestyle potential, who humiliated me publicly, who was shopping for my replacement while planning our future together, was asking me to save her career. Why would I do that? Because you're a good person. Because we had 5 years together that meant something. Because I'm begging you, and I've never begged anyone for anything in my life. You had 5 years to treat me like I mattered. Instead, you treated me like option number 13 on your little spreadsheet. I made terrible mistake. I was young and stupid, and Madison filled my head with garbage about leveling up and finding better. I see now that you were the best thing that ever happened to me. You were stable, kind, reliable, Everything I actually needed. No, Victoria, I was the most convenient thing. That happened to you. There's difference. Please, Blake, I'll do anything. I'm broke. I'm living with my parents. Like I'm 16 again. Nobody will hire me. I'm sorry, okay? I'm really, really sorry for everything. You're not sorry for what you did. You're sorry you got caught doing it. You're sorry it backfired. If that crypto bro hadn't been fraud, you'd have dumped me for him without second thought. And never looked back. That's not true. I saw the messages, Victoria. I saw the spreadsheet. You called me mediocre. You said I was good for now, but not endgame material. You made detailed analysis, rating me against other men, like I was car you were thinking of trading in. Long silence, then quietly. I was wrong. I was so incredibly wrong. You were amazing and I threw it all away, chasing some fantasy that didn't exist. Please, I need your help for old time's sake. You know what? You're right about one thing. I am a good person, which is why I'm going to give you some free advice. Learn to code. Tech companies are always hiring developers. Start with Python, build some projects, apply for junior developer roles. You're smart enough to figure it out. If you actually apply yourself, Blake, please, I can't start over at entry level. Making $40,000, I need something that pays enough. To get my life back on track, you need to accept that actions have consequences. You burned everything down chasing something better than what you had. Now you get to live in the ashes you created. What about Madison? She's the one who manipulated me into all this. Madison didn't make you create that spreadsheet. Madison didn't make you shop for my replacement while wearing the ring I gave you. Madison didn't make you humiliate me publicly or treat our relationship like business transaction. You're 27 years old, Victoria. Take some responsibility for your choices. So that's it. You're just going to let me suffer? I'm not letting you do anything. You did this to yourself. I'm just not cleaning up the mess you made. The Blake I knew wouldn't be this cruel. The Blake you knew was pushover. Who let you walk all over him while draining his savings and self-worth? I learned something from our relationship too. I learned what I'm actually worth. And it's not being someone's backup plan. While they auditioned my replacement, I hung up and immediately called Lily, who was at her own apartment packing for our weekend trip to Vancouver. How'd it go? She asked when I told her about the call. Better than expected. She wanted me to save her career and get her life back on track. Are you going to help her? Absolutely not. She made her bed with Egyptian cotton sheets she couldn't afford, and now she gets to lie in it. Lily laughed. That's my fiancé, the one with actual boundaries and self-respect. She kept saying I was being cruel for not helping her. You know what's cruel? Rating your boyfriend number 13 on spreadsheet, while he's working overtime to save for your dream ring. You're not responsible for fixing what she broke. 2 weeks later, I heard through my college buddy that Victoria had moved back to her hometown in Ohio. Apparently, her parents were tired of supporting her and gave her ultimatum. Get any job available or find somewhere else to live. Last I heard, she's working retail at Target, making $12 an hour, living in studio apartment above pizza place. Madison moved to LA, changed her name on social media, completely scrubbed her online presence to start